Hello everyone, my name is Smurfy and this is the Resto Druid gameplay guide that I promised you. So in this video I'm using the exact same talents and glyphs setup from my video that I put out a couple days ago. If you haven't watched that yet, be sure to check that out after you watch this, or before you watch this. There should be an annotation on the screen right now. So what I want to do for this video is just a quick gameplay of a heroic Akandun run that I did today. Basically just showing you exactly what I did, when I did it, and explaining why. So right now we're about halfway through the first boss. You'll see that I have hots running on the tank, as well as anyone that's taking damage, I'll just throw a quick rejuvenation on them. And then for the consecrated light right here, you'll see that I dropped a mushroom on top of myself while we all stack, so it's an easy, quick AoE healing for everybody. And then we go back to the same thing, keeping life bloom on the tank, then both rejuves on him as well, and healing people as necessary when they take damage. It's a pretty simple rotation, honestly. Druids are all about hot healing and spending as little time standing still and casting spells as possible. Alright, so that'll do it for the first boss. Simple, just keeping everybody topped off as needed. Moving into the second boss, Soulbinder Niami. Her mechanics are pretty simple as far as it goes. Just watch out for the debuff that you want to dispel off of anybody. It deals damage, Shadow Word Pain, and you'll notice that I'm actually not using the regrowth proc right away because no one at that time was taking enough damage for it to matter. As always, keeping hots up on the tank. And now that the soul vessel has started, everyone's moving into it, and I'm going to drop a wild mushroom in that as soon as I get there so that everybody can get easy, quick heals from me. I also popped wild growth because a couple people decided they didn't want to stand in it, which is okay at this point. Again, dispelling anyone, unfortunately, as soon as I dispelled that Shadow Word Pain, a new one was applied. But again, just keeping hots up on anyone that's taking extra damage, as well as keeping Life Bloom on the tank. A quick note about Life Bloom is when the duration expires, it does a quick bloom heal. So you'll see that I'll actually let it drop sometimes off of the tank, and he'll get a quick little boost to his stats, and then I'll reapply it right away afterwards. This is a quick little clip of the trash leading up to the third boss. You'll notice that these caster minions cast Fell Blast on a target, and it does about 40% of their health. There are so many of them that it's hard for everyone to get their interrupt abilities going, so you'll see that I used Typhoon there just to help out with that, since there were so many of them. Just an example of where Typhoon can be useful. Alright, so third boss here, as always, I am pre-hotting the tank. That's good because right away you'll see that I'll get a free Omen of Clarity proc for a rejuve, or not a rejuve, sorry, a regrowth. I don't think the tank pulls for like 10 seconds here. Alright, there we go. So of course just keeping the hots up. I don't even really worry too much about keeping them topped off because I know that my hots will do that for me. You'll see that Life Bloom fell off and then I reapplied it right away just for the extra bloom heal. And I'm continuing to monitor his health. I do cast a healing touch when he gets close to about 50% health, just to keep him from going too far in the red zone. You'll see that the hunter took a little damage from, I forget what it's called, some kind of flame thing. I put a hot on him, and when I got the Omen of Clarity proc, I used it on him pretty much immediately. Right here I'm holding on to the Omen of Clarity proc because everybody's at 100% health and it's really not going to benefit anyone. And there's a Typhoon. You'll see, since there's actually so many of these Cackling Pyromancers up during the fight, that it was useful to help out with the interrupts. Again, just hotting people up as necessary. Using Swift Mend when people are taking quite a bit of damage. Haven't actually needed my Nature's Swiftness macro just yet. Just This is a fight that it's actually beneficial to have hots on pretty much everyone rolling the whole time because of how much add damage goes around. So if you're able to keep tabs on everyone and keeping at least one rejuve on them, then that'll help you out quite a bit. Other than that, it's pretty simple mechanics. Take him out and move on to the last boss. So here, shut up, dog. Not too much different than anything else. Most of the fights in the new heroics are very similar or don't need a lot of extra attention. We druids are not the greatest at burst healing, so it does help to learn mechanics and be able to throw hots on people who are about to take damage just by knowing that an AoE mechanic or something like that is about to happen. Throwing a couple of rejuves out is really beneficial, since our only real burst heal is Swift Mend plus the Nature Swiftness Healing Touch macro, and that's about it. So right now no one's really taking any damage, so I'm not using the regrowth proc right away. I probably could have thrown it on the hunter instead of the tank right there, but it's okay. I put a couple rejuves on him, so he'll be back to full pretty quick. Keeping Life Bloom up on the tank as always, keeping up both rejuves on him as well, and you'll see that once again it'll fall off, just so I can maybe get a bloom heal just for more healing done without having to expend mana for it. And then right here, yep, I'll use the regrowth proc on the warlock that was taking damage, and then I'll throw a rejuve on the paladin. And I'll see that the hunter's taking a little bit of damage. I'll probably throw 2 rejuves on him, and I actually used the Nature Swiftness proc on him since it seemed like he was getting a little bit too low. And then everyone was at about 80% health, so I dropped Wild Growth, healed everybody back up, and that's the fight. Alright guys, that was just a quick little mindset type thing on how I go about healing heroics. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.